What's up, everybody? Can you hear me? Red light, green light. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm trying to make sure I am set here. Nope, don't want to do that. Studio mode, let's get out of here. All right. Hey, what's up? What's up? All right. Hi, we can hear you. Perfect. What's up, Sachi? What's up, TF? Okay, hold up. Just getting my bearings here. Sometimes, like I said, like I'll do some unscripted stuff, you know, so family guy, so who knows what's gonna pop up. We've been pretty busy. All right, so let's see if I can put this in here. First off, we got just two right now. I'm gonna pause just for a little bit, and then I'm gonna make sure that we get enough people in here, and then I'll go ahead and start rolling on what I want to talk about. Okay. All right. Okay, we got 4 people. Hey, everybody. Hey. This is gonna be not a long video because one, it's unprompted. I said I was gonna do it. I just said later tonight, but there's a Packer game tonight, and your boy is not doing a live during the Packer game. It's just not gonna happen. Also, I'm gonna be trying to do these earlier because I know I've been doing these kind of late, and some of y'all on different timelines, and it's just you can't make it, right? Or it's just too much. So I'm gonna try my best to do this as close to the end of market close as I can. Understand that right now I'm on vacation, or vacation, you know, whatever. But once I start back my 9-to-5 grind, right, it won't be till a little later because, you know, get off of work or whatever. So still, I'll try to make sure I get it done not as late going through these reviews. All right, so we got 8 people. Hey, everybody, welcome. Again, your boy just wants to go on here and talk about all the posts that I made earlier today about the SPY, and just give you a little insight as far as what I was seeing early on, and then what led to a little bit of a pullback, how I played it, and then why I ended up dollar cost averaging into the position versus, like, you know, just leaving it as it is. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to go over those levels, and then that's it. Might have a little Q&A, and then I'll put a little information out there as far as where my brain is, as far as the membership stuff goes. Still not 100% clear, so a lot of stuff can keep close to my chest. But going into 2025, there will be some changes. Okay, so we got 8 people. Please make sure you hit the like. It's a private members only, if I'm not mistaken. If I screwed this up and this is public, then hey, welcome. You probably want to become a member though, because this stuff that I'm going to talk about today is going to be exclusive for members, and the details that I go through, I'm going to mainly provide that for Orcas. And that's not to like diminish the I guess my appreciation towards like the Minnows and Dolphins that are in here, but you also have to understand that everything that I do is a time commitment, and you guys will get 100% value, right? But based on the survey that I put out, we're going to have to separate some things in tiers. It's just a lot, you know, but it is what it is. I promise it'll be fair. I promise that there'll be core perks and stuff that's going to be for all the members, because I appreciate everybody for being here. That won't change, right? But there are levels to this, as we all know. This game is complex, or it can be, but my goal is to spend more time to try to simplify everything to those that are subscribed, like members or whatever. to the higher tier, because this game that you would be paying, you otherwise would be paying for, or doing your own research. Either way, it's on you, but I'm going to try my best to teach the best I can. Okay. Now, for those that are into or interested into like 101 sessions, I do have those. However, because of my time schedule, and how committed I am to the people that I currently am training, I'm very selective of how many people I take, because I want to make sure that my head is focused on those individuals that have already like signed on, and I just don't want to be doing anybody a disservice by stretching myself thin. So I won't be doing that to like some great extent. All right. So if you are interested in one-on-ones, I think I have like one slot that I'm gonna keep open, and dependent on how my current students kind of move, if they re-up or not, because of course development is only, you know, it's a continuation, like learning's a continuation, continue education. So if majority of them re-up, then I'm probably just going to stick to that one extra slot that I was talking about. But, you know, we'll get into that. If you have any questions, you let me know. Shout out to 14 people taking a look. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to shout out the people that just joined, and then we're going to get into the charts. Actually, I'm going to show the play. I'm going to get into the charts, and then have a little Q&A on top of that as well. Okay, so at the end of the day, we have a lot of new members. Shout out to GP. He's also a journal winner. Then that's GP0034. He's a Minnow. TF Impalas. Shout out to you. We talked offline. So we already know what's going on. But welcome to the channel. Southern Belle and Teresa. I think y'all been Dolphins for a little bit now. I think over 20 days. So my apologies for not having you on this list, but better late than never. Welcome to the Sacrifice for Riches family. All right, so here we go. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna pop up here is this right here. So this is the play I called out. I said I was hopping into this trade today, and I started off with, I want to say 1 or 2 contracts, and then I end up dollar cost averaging into the position, and I'll tell you why I did it. Well, the short answer, just so y'all know, let me make sure I can see your chats. Hey, before I continue, can you guys confirm that I'm still good for volume? And then that the background music isn't too loud. I just want to make sure that I'm not having to repeat myself here, okay? So I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna wait till I see somebody in the chat let me know that they can hear me okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Awesome. Music low. Music's supposed to be low. I mean, if you want me to kick it up a little bit, I can. I just don't want to be drowned out. So how's that, TF? Good for volume. Shout out to y'all. Hey man, let me know y'all here, dude. Let me, ladies and gentlemen, I see we got 15 people. Give me 100 in the chat if y'all ate off the play today. Give me a thumbs down if you lost on the play today. And I don't know, give me a teardrop or something. Let me know that you just didn't play it. You missed out. It is what it is. No, I was just saying. Just let me know. I mean, we got 15 people here, so let's go. Somebody ate. Music is competing. Okay. Thanks, Sachi. I'm not changing anymore. I'm gonna the background music will be where it's at right now. Hopefully that's good. Hey, job comes first. But Zimbabwe. Most of my plays are swing trades. Now I do day trade, but it's very rare. But in every play that I post can be a day trade, 100%. Y'all seen today that we hit 20% on this multiple times. So if you're at work, but if you see the level and you see what the pattern is, then you can buy one contract and at least have skin in the game if that's something that you're interested in doing. That way, you just set it and forget it, right? And I think the contract was like $55 or something like that to start. And then, I mean, just be willing to lose $55. I mean, if that's what, if that's your hold up, if your hang up is work, then there you go. Be small position, don't overextend yourself, and be comfortable with losing whatever that contract amount size that contract was worth when you bought it. So time difference, bro. Yep. Hey, I get it. So once the contract, so one contract and holding on to two. Hopefully it stays up till Thursday. Shout out to you. Do we not? Is the market closed on Christmas Eve? I should know this, right? Like, but no, I didn't look that up because he said hold till Thursday. I'm like, I think we got to like noon tomorrow, right? Either which way. Okay, so that's the play that I have right here. Okay, I'm gonna pop this off the screen and then we're gonna go into. Yeah, I think it closes early tomorrow. So best believe your boy will be getting out of this play tomorrow. Yeah, man, you scared me. I was like, dang, man, I could have got this play closed before close. Now, I mean, technically I should be locking in profits, but my play ain't dead, man. So I don't know. It is what it is. Small positions will look out. Okay, 5 hours ahead of us. Got it. Well, DZ, just know like the levels that I played were the levels I put out like last week. Okay, so you just play the levels. All right, so let's look at the charts. Okay, let's switch it up. Boom, transition, and music is still going. All right. Yep. So, all right. So y'all see the chart. Let me see if I can give y'all a better view. Yeah, let's see if what I can do here. We gonna talk about it. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. There's something I'm looking for first before I go into this. So just give me one moment. Where are you? Y'all be like, bro, get your stuff together, bro. Like, come on, man. You're supposed to be ready. Nope. Your boy is ready sometimes. I was building a snowman today. That's what I did. Come on now. All right. All right. Anyway, what I wanted to show was the the breakdown, which I'm gonna put on the screen still. So just bear with me. Of the what do you call it? Of the play we got into. Okay. So I'm gonna do that real quick. I know where it is, and SPY options 1218. Here we go. Here we go. Got it. All right. All right, y'all see that? Y'all see that? Yeah, I want to show y'all this before I get too far ahead now, okay? So, as you know, like I posted this a couple days ago. The call entry was at 588.04, okay? That's exactly what happened today, right? We fell down to that level almost exactly. We fell down to 587.51, which is a level I have, but the 588.04 was a previous high volume node, if I'm not mistaken, how I had it set up. But once we wicked back above that level, that was like a sign for entry. And that's where I had felt comfortable dollar cost averaging into my position. Also knowing that we were in a bull flag as well. So I just want y'all to see the levels, 588.04, and then you see where the take profit targets are, right, for the calls up top. So that was 590.86, and then 594, and then 596. Okay. So let me switch back to the charts. Switch back to the charts. Chart view. Here we go. Transition. All right. That should be good. All right. So y'all see how that played out? I think my mouse and stuff is good, and then you can see the chart. Let me know if you can't see the chart too well, and then I'll make some corrections if need be. But essentially, we had this run on Friday, right? Now, of course, if y'all recall, at the very end, if you guys are in Kingdom Grace's Discord, you probably know that like 2 minutes before close, I hopped into some puts. Now, I did that because we had broke this level right here, if I'm not mistaken. But I had some level of confirmation, but I also knew that we were losing steam, so volume was dying off. And then I essentially had to watch this thing just roll bounce, right? Back into it. Hold on, where were we? I think we were here Friday. Yeah, I think we were here Friday. So my whole thing was this middle piece right here at 596.66. Below this line, we're in bearish territory. Above this line, we're in bullish territory. Now, how my lines and stuff are set up, I'll have to go into that in a different video. I go over that more in my one-on-ones. I'll definitely touch on this with the Orcas later. But anyway, once we hit this level, we did call puts and we did make money on the way down. I did announce that. Okay. But now we're on our way up. So this morning I called calls as long as we had found support above 590.86 for early entry, because I noticed that we were in this bull flag. Okay. I'm going to zoom in and you're going to see a little bit more on the pattern side of things, what I was seeing. Okay. So this is the 5-minute chart. And essentially when we came up, I want to say it was this one at 9:30. Yeah, that makes sense. So at 9:30, we start to increase in volume here. So you've seen all this bullish volume kind of creep in. Okay. This was what led me to hop into calls, despite me knowing that I should wait for the bar to close above the level, to which it did. And we still seen volume, but we seen this evening star, morning star, right? Let's just sort of speak. I mean, the wicks are the thin wicks. You know, those are long. You typically want to see a short one, and it kind of be like an abandoned baby type situation. But it is what it is, right? So of course you see we got rejected. This dashed line right here is a halfway point. It's something I play very frequently. I look at halves anytime I look at the market. And then this is halfway of the descending channel that we were in for this bull flag. So we were unable to break this. So that at that point, I was pretty sure that this was going to get rejected. But that's why I told everybody to tread carefully and to wait for confirmation above the level, which we did not get. Okay, I play more dangerous, but I gave y'all the safe out and said that if you hopped in when I hopped in, then your exit would be a break below 590.86, because that means that this run up for me was invalidated. Okay, which if you paid attention to that, then you notice that we crossed this line and we came to retest the same point, 590.86, and we were rejected. If you were a scalper or a day trader, right? Say you're a scalper and you did this on the 1 minute time frame, right? I think this is 1 minute time frame. You seen this chop? You got this big green candle. You probably got out on this big red uh, selling volume right here. And then once it fell below this level, what do we do? We wait for confirmation, and then we play it to the downside. So it fell below, it opened below, and then it was rejected at the level that I called out. Once we see rejection like this, then we hop into puts, and then our stop loss would be right above this level. You know, because once it broke back up, then a play towards the downside would be invalidated, right? So you might have made money on the way down. Okay, on the way down, before we even crossed this, I did call out that we were likely to fall to 587.51. We got pretty darn close. Okay, once I seen this right here, once I seen us wick into 588.04, which you guys already know, based on the levels, that's our entry for calls, right? I dollar cost average into my position, right? That's how I ended up with 6 contracts, and I didn't sell. So me operating on a higher time frame, it was hard for me to kind of get spooked out, because here's a 15-minute. Yeah, we broke below this descending line of support, but we didn't open below that level, right? So that tells me that this channel was still respected. That's what we look for. Okay. And then so we rode the wave up. And now look at us. I called the tops. I called it up here that if you wanted to take your profits, I think we were up like 30% at this point, if not a little bit more. Now, it could have been more if you were on a strike price that was more closer to in the money, but mine was at 600. So the move from here to here was only about a 30% move, which essentially is I bought 4 more contracts here, 2 here, 4 here, and then we rolled it up. So I was up like 30-40%. 30%, something like that. So I figured we're gonna get rejected here, which we did, and we had a price action here that told us that we would. But I was confident or comfortable that we were still going to continue towards the upside, because even though this is 3 red candles, the volume didn't really match for me, right? It didn't really match. Okay, look at that. Even on I do a lot on 65 minutes, so this is what I'm looking at long term. Okay, but anyway, volume wasn't consistent, so we had a false breakdown back into our bullish flag, and then when we wicked up, this was another signal that we likely can just keep riding up. But I called right here that if you hadn't entered, here's the time to enter. And I said your exit would be right back within this channel. So this was an entry for some people. Let me know if you got it at this point when I called out, or if you snatched it somewhere over here once we crossed back up at 590.88, or if you stuck to the plan and you've seen the previous post and you knew 588.04 was a good entry point. Let me know where you got in, okay? But I tried my best to call out all of the entries while I was here. Now, I made a comment that, excuse me, my mouth's dry. 24 people, hey, shout out to y'all. I appreciate you for joining. Please hit the like, subscribe. If this is a public video, then I guess you're welcome, because it wasn't supposed to be. So please consider becoming a member, because breakdowns like this is going to be reserved for a higher tier people in the YouTube community. All right, what we got? I'm going to take a pause, read some comments, and I'll get back to where we went and where I think we're going, okay? I missed that last entry. Hey, it's okay. I got in at 5. Hey, shout out to you, Impalas. Shout out to you. Sold one at the first take profit. Hey, you are following, dude. Salute, salute. I love to see it. I love to see when somebody it looked at the entries, the exits, the take profit targets, and then you just played the position, right? That's pretty dope. So I'm happy for you, man. Congratulations. And yeah, be happy with that take profit target. So essentially, TF, he got in at the 588.04, right? And got out at the take profit target of 590.86. However, I need y'all to know something. When I post a level and there's a take profit 1, a take profit 2, a take profit 3, those take profit levels traditionally become support levels if they're broken, which means that as long as the market conditions align, right? You got the volume, you got the momentum, you know, the price action is there, then those are also entry points if you miss the initial entry. Okay, just know that. All right. They also act as calls shorts. You know what I mean? Like, because if you break the level and then you, like we did over here, what did we do? Where am I? So we came up here, like, so we broke through the level, nice red bar, right? We closed below it. Where am I? I'm on the 15-minute. However, it's green, so we're waiting to see how this looks. So I ate this up, but then we see this hammer, right? Inverted hammer. Now there's another name for it, but I don't care. This is an inverted hammer for now, and which is a huge bullish or bearish sign, right? So once this happened, this was a signal for going short, but it's a take profit target level, right? For calls. But you see what I'm saying? So once we fell below and we were rejected trying to get back above, then there's a short for you. So what I'm telling you all is that if you're scalpers, right, you could play the position this way as well. Okay. So we did this. We had found demand, which is this tealish box right here. Once we found demand and we didn't come back and retest, again, more validation for me towards the upside. Okay. TF said he sold once he got to the first take profit target. However, if you notice, right, you found demand and you have an increase in volume into this position. So in reality, probably good to hold, but you can never go wrong with taking profits, right? So anyway, I'm going to move on to the right, see how we ended up. So I call this play. I called the play here for another entry, but that's because we broke a trend, right? And now we have an increase in volume. We hit our second take profit target and we opened above this level. Okay. Now what's the downside to this right now? Well, right now we're in the after hours. So I want to just use this and pretend like we aren't in the after hours. So if this was a normal day trading hours, right? This right here would have been kind of spooky for me. Like, I would have likely taken profit, like, if we are within trading hours, because we lost the volume in these candles above our take profit target. So at that point, I would have trimmed my position probably down to one contract, and then my final stop would have been below the take profit target 2. Okay, but we don't know how we're going to open up. We had our bullish breakout from the bull flag, and now we just got to see what's going to happen. Okay, and I'll go over that for sure. But before I continue, as far as where we're going, you guys have any questions? Let me read some comments. I do have a super chat goal. If you guys can hit it, great. If you can't, it is what it is. But it's at the top. And missed the last entry. Got 584 sold. One at the first two. Okay, so it's just TF. anybody got any questions as far as how that all panned out and like my process, my processing of that information. Now, I'm going to point out that if you are, let me see if I can get this over here. If you are, let's say, like a volume profile trader, this was really hard. Oh, look at this. We're still pumping. This was a hard trading day probably for some because there was a lot of chop going on, especially if you were like a futures trader. You probably got smoked up if you were greedy, essentially. So I'm gonna reset this chart. So look, this is the volume profile on this. That's crazy, right? You got a couple high volume nodes, but essentially this just tells me scalp day. And if I want to take a look at just this leg, then that's what we get over here. Okay. But yeah, this was pretty tough. And you can see it with the wicking that was happening. So I can see why people were scared of positions, and that's why I said, you know, trade at your own risk, because this is not a nice day for some traders. Okay. Anyway, if there's no questions, I'm gonna zoom into this next part, and we're gonna talk about where we're going next. Okay. And I'm gonna give y'all like the next entry for hopping into calls or puts. Okay, we're gonna play it both ways. And then after I do that, I'll open up to questions, and then probably just gonna sign off because I don't want to waste too much time here. Okay, but hopefully I'm tracking. I'm a little discombobulated, but hopefully I still make some sense. All right, so what do we see right now? Well, this is a good sign in the after hours, right? We have exceeded this high volume node right here. Let me go orange. I'm gonna use the volume profile here, okay? Right? So 594.89. This is a high volume node, so this would become like a support level. But at the same time, when you look at this right here, you see that we're losing volume. So we're likely to get rejected. Well, we did twice right here. So now we need a lot of buying pressure in order to pump through this. Now, typically what I would do, I would extend this volume profile a little further out just so I can have a better view of what's going on over here. But ultimately, the only thing I want y'all to really know is that after this take profit to target of 594.04, my target is 596.66. Now, when you look at it, I know it looks like impossible, but come on now. The market's going to do what the market's going to do, and that's going to be a huge gainer for anybody that's in it. Essentially, at this level, two things are going to happen. Three things are going to happen. Either A, we're going to do what we did here, right? Which we essentially rejected at this level. We didn't quite meet the target. Okay, this is our wall. Okay, that's our wall, 595.75. So either we break through 595.75 to then head to 596.66. If we don't break 595.75, then you already know what's going to happen. Probably just going to flush down back to the take profit target as a retracement, which makes sense. Okay. So when would you get in? This is kind of troubling, right? So you have a couple options. The best place to have gotten in is 594.04. Will we go back to that before open? No idea. We only have part of the day to trade tomorrow, so you're probably going to be looking for scalping, not holding positions for too long. So if it doesn't look like we're going to fall back to this take profit target, then this becomes your new kind of support at 594.89, and then you'll be looking at your first take profit target here at 595.75. Again, that's if we don't hit this level in the after hours. Okay, so that's that. If we break 595.75, again, with confirmation, you can ride this up to 596.66. When choosing your contracts with something like with this small of a move, you don't want to be too far out of the money, or you're going to screw yourself. You're going to say, man, we just got this big green candle, but I'm only up 5%. Well, that's because you grabbed a contract that was $8 out of the money. So be careful with that. Of course, the SPY is going to be expensive the further you are, or the closer to in the money you are. But contract selection right now is very, very important. Okay. Hey, welcome to the Minnows, bro. Deshaun Dyson. Hey, shout out to you, man. Thanks for becoming a member. Everybody, let's welcome Deshaun. Let's go. Boom. Got you, Minnow. So yeah, that tells me that I made this public. So it is what it is. But look at this. We just rejected right here at this high volume node. So again, there's going to be some chop going on in the market after hours. But anyway, so contract selection, important. If you're not able to afford the contract, that's $1 to $2, maybe $3 out of the money from here to here, then you probably don't want to play it because you could get smoked up. So now if you have like volume and momentum on your side and you think that we're going to push through 596.66, then by all means do what I did and then buy the 600 the 600 strike. And I'll tell you my reasoning for that in just a moment. All right, so let's just hope that we break 595.75. If we do, 596.66 it is. And this is where I would comfortably be looking to hop into calls. And I mean aggressively, I mean, if we break 596.66 and we get volume like this, you see this big green volume candle, right? Or bar. If we get the same amount of volume going into this right here, and of course if we get a bar to open above, then I'm probably going pretty heavy on call options, and I'm holding them. I'm probably not going to day trade it, but it all depends on how we react to this level right here. Okay. Now currently, like I said, I'm in the $600. Hold on one second. I'm in this $600 play, right? $600 strike. Now it looks like I'm gonna open up and it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be way up, but here's my thought process of selecting this. My theory is that we will break 596.66. Okay, we will break this level, and if we do, right, and we just have like this crazy Christmas rally, then I see us going to my max take profit target of 602.76. Okay, I grabbed a $600 strike because just in case we don't hit 602, and let's say we get rejected at 599, well, guess what? I'm $1 out of the money, and I'm so close to intrinsic value. Then more than likely this will be like a 500-600% move, if not more than that. If we do hit the 602, while I have the $600 strike, then best believe your boy is gonna be way up, because now I'm in intrinsic value, and I really hope it happens. But what I try to do with my contracts essentially is try to place it between targets that I think we're going to hit. That way I have a greater chance of having a bigger return, and also a greater chance of having intrinsic value in those contracts when I'm swing trading. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Now, there's a lot to all of this, right? Look how crazy my chart looks right now. I got lines for days, right? But I'm not gonna go over all this stuff. Everything that I do here, I teach in my one-on-one sessions, okay? And no, it's not complicated. It only looks crazy because there's a bunch of lines. But all these lines have meaning. All these lines make sense once you know how to do it. But that's for another time and a different class of people, okay? Any questions? What do you got from y'all? Because your boy's about to get off in about 5 to 10 minutes. I gave you the spiel, and hopefully you guys can run the play. All right, man, I'm gonna zoom in. Okay, just gonna watch this by. All right, do we have? I think I lost my comments. There we go. Any questions, comments, concerns, shoulda, woulda, coulda situations, anything like that? Now I'm gonna do one more thing, and I'm gonna spend 5 minutes on it, okay? And I'm gonna talk about SOFI. Okay. Right now I'm just checking out futures to see how this is looking. If you play futures, you got chopped up. That's what this is. But anyway, I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay, so let's talk about SOFI for like 5 minutes. And there's a reason why I'm about to bring it up. Okay. Okay, SOFI. I was supposed to get into SOFI when we hit 1443. I missed the boat, y'all. Like, this was gonna be my entry for what do you call it? The earnings play that I anticipate being a moneymaker for the 17th of January. But I missed it, right? If you got it, because you know I called it out a couple of videos ago, congratulations. I failed to put an alert on my play. So I did not get alerted, and it is what it is. So now with SOFI, okay, I almost hopped in. Well, I did hop in, but I almost announced that I was hopping into a earnings position. But the reason why I didn't is because we started to see some weakness. Even though we had this rally up, we started to see some weakness followed by what I seen as a head and shoulders pattern. So I was assuming that we're going to see more of a breakdown, which if you guys can see this, so that's the head and shoulders pattern, right? And now it's retracing to the neckline, right? And it could either come down to retest 1545, or it could say, screw this is invalid, and then just shoot back up here to 1599. So here, back into here, or down here. That's why I didn't announce SOFI just yet, even though I did get in, but you guys have the levels. So you got to play it however you need to play it. How does the intrinsic value affect the contract? So the intrinsic, so it pretty much it increases the premium of the contract. So you know how when you pick a contract, you see a delta of like 0.2 or 0.3 or 0.18 or whatever, right? Once you're in intrinsic value, that typically bumps up to about 0.5, 0.6 or something like that. Plus market makers, the premium is adjusted as well. So why? It's because it has value, right? So hopefully that makes sense. But it affects the contract essentially. It amplifies the value of that contract by a lot. Hopefully that like makes sense. But SoFi is doing its thing. Anyway, that's why I kind of paused on SoFi, and we were so close to close, and we seen this big red volume bar, and I was like, I can't call this out because I'm seeing more selling pressure. So I'm waiting for a potential pullback. But nonetheless, when you're dollar cost averaging into a position, y'all, that's exactly what you're doing. If you're playing the long game on SoFi and you're trying to get your contracts up, then onesie twosie. So I have a total of $5,000 that I'm going to put into a SoFi place. Okay, two of those thousand of the 5,000 I'm going to dollar cost average into um, call options. Okay. And then the other three I'm going to reserve for more when we're closer to earnings. And I might just hold on to that 3K until after the earning results come out, because typically there is a large reaction to the up or downside on SoFi when that happens. So what am I banking on with SoFi? Essentially, I am banking on me being able to buy the contracts at a low cost, rather as February or March expirations, for I think under $109. So that's like my ideal dollar cost average price budget, essentially, right? And then once we get closer to the earnings, I'm hoping either A, we flush, which I'm okay with because I have dollar cost averaging to my position and I have money on reserves. But if we flush before earnings, then that tells me that we're likely going to rocket post earnings. If you ever played earnings, typically that's what you see. The direction that the stock goes the day before, or a couple of days before earnings, typically after earnings, it goes the opposite direction. Okay. So, so yeah, that's the plan. So let's say that happens, that flushes, then I'm loading the boat. Okay. That's the day before earnings, I'm loading the boat. Now let's say it trades sideways this entire time into earnings, and then earnings, let's say it flushes. I don't know. But let's say it flushes and the earning results are all positive, right? So in my head, in your head, you're saying, well, no way we should be tanking right now because SoFi absolutely killed it. The shorts are stepping in. They're trying to suppress the stock, whatever. Okay, try me. Because guarantee I got that $3,000 sitting on the sidelines. And the moment I hit a target, like let's say it flushes all the way down to 1443, and I know the earnings were like money, loading it up. I'm not hesitating. I'm not thinking about it. Just buying it and see what happens. But that's what I'm doing. Y'all do y'all. Because if you lose thousands of dollars, don't come yelling at Rel, because Rel is a high risk trader, and that's just what I'm doing. The only thing I can do is share what I'm doing, but y'all click the button. I don't click the button. So Rel Goat. Been in Chris Sain's Discord for a few months. I really try to follow all the teachings and levels. Y'all are changing lives. Hey, that's mad love, Deshaun. I appreciate that, man. I don't follow that guy, but I will say, those in the YouTube community have definitely inspired me, and it's affected me in a way to which I feel like I can now use it as a platform and then share my knowledge from my mistakes in the past, and then just give game to the best of my abilities. And the thing is, and I'm about to wrap this up. I'm done with SoFi. It's 5:20 my time. In 5 minutes, your boy's out. But I'm gonna end with this, right? If you're leaving, hit the like and subscribe for me. I appreciate it. And if this is a public viewing, which I assume it is, please consider becoming a member, because there's a lot coming to the way of the Minnows, the Dolphins, and the Orcas that are members of the community here. So I'm gonna do my best to give you guys value in what you're paying. But just know, those that are Minnows, you're paying $3 a month, dude. In one play, you pay for 10 years of a membership. So it's just like, consider going up to the Orca level, because I mean, I think that's going to be $15 to $20, but at the same time, like, that's not bad when the plays that I give is making some people thousands of dollars, because this is only $180 for me, but I know somebody that got 6K on the play that I called, the other day. So, anything that you do here helps me. So I appreciate you. All the contributions, whatever it is. But what was I saying? Yeah, essentially, yeah, here's my thought. This when I'm talking about all of like the YouTubers and stuff like that, one thing that you notice, like, everybody comes from something, right? Come from nothing or whatever, like, but everybody in the stock market essentially starts at zero, unless they just have a bag. But it is what it is. It doesn't matter how big your account is. If you're just starting into the market, you're just starting into the market. You can be worth 500K a year coming into the market, or you can be worth 80K a year coming into the market. You're still a student of the game, regardless of your bankroll, right? Now, one thing that I noticed is that as I'm like watching like some of the YouTubers or the people that I follow or whatever, many of them are already successful in the market. And not to say that they didn't like have their journey set like from start to finish on YouTube. Not many are like that though. I can only think of two people off the top of my head that pretty much put their like where they started to where they are essentially on a social media platform, which is mad respect. It's Keenan Grace is one, and then there's one other. I can't remember his name. I have to look him up on my phone. But anyway, but essentially, I felt that there was something missing. Like, I'm not a millionaire, right? I'm a family man. We were single family income. Like, I got two daughters. So I feel like I'm just the everyday guy's guy essentially, and I might be more relatable than some of these guys that are dinks. Dinks is double income, no kids, or just millionaires because they've already made it. They hit it big. They're doing things the right way. Not to say that their knowledge isn't invaluable. It's very valuable. However, I am bringing a different perspective of the here and now, and then the struggles, because the struggles are real, but not a lot of people talk about them. So that's why on my channel, my playlist, you'll see my therapy appointments. You know what I mean? Like, I pour my heart out and I share that information because I know that I'm not alone, and I know that if I can share that, it may be able to help someone. And if I can help one person, then I feel like I've done my part, even though this wasn't like some mandatory act. It's just something that I find joy in, and then that's why we're here. So I take pride in what I do, and I appreciate everybody that follows me and that encourages and pushes me to expand this platform, because this started as a crap YouTube. Like, I think I had 7 followers. So to go from that to 2,100 is very humbling, to say the least. So I shout out to y'all. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate that, Sachi. Thank you. Yeah, so I got 1 more minute. So just let me know if you have questions. But the members, if you're a Minnow, I just got to put this out there right now. Minnows, I'm strongly considering that the $2.99 price point is like a support channel, or channel supporter level versus a Minnow level. What I mean by that is that, I mean, it's $3 a month, and it might be a lot of money for somebody. I'm not sure, but at the same time, I feel like the game that I'm sharing or whatever in my time is is valuable. So that the Minnows, you might want to upgrade to the next tier that I'm going to post in January, which is going to be $4.99 for a Minnow tier to start. And then the Dolphin and then the Orca, that'll change a little bit too. But the value to which I'm going to bring is going to be very clear. You're going to understand it. And it'll be consistent, right? So I'm just taking my time to make sure that I dial everything in. But trust me when I say that I'm never not going to like try my best to deliver on any type of commitment that I've made. So best believe if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And if I feel like, or if you feel like you're not getting the value out of a specific tier, then my DMs are open. This is a community thing. This isn't just for me. And I understand that when I start accepting money from y'all, that means that I have some type of commitment to you as well, as far as what I bring to the table. So I will hear you, but I just want y'all to prepare for that. I would just say consider becoming a dolphin right now if you're a minnow or an orca. Right? So that's just what I got. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all. All right, so this is Stocks for Real. Sacrifice for riches. It is what it is. I appreciate everybody here so much. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. If you're not a member, become a member. If you're a minnow, become a dolphin. If you're a dolphin, become an orca. Let's get it. All right? And go, Pat, go. Time is money, and I'm not kicking the gift horse in the mouth. I appreciate you. Hey, good looking, Sachi. Hey, I see people are still tuning in. I don't know what to tell you. I'm about to get off. Hopefully y'all can run this back. I'm going to say this. If this is a public video, I'm going to leave it public for a day, and then it's going to be a members only live video. I'm just going to change it to a members only live because that's what it was supposed to be for anyway. So that's all I got, y'all. Appreciate it. Take care.